What is going on, Nemesis? Welcome back to your second matchup of the night. The matchup of the night, indeed, actually. Heading into the Titan League. Before we get started with that, though, I'm joined by my co-commentator and good friend, Fishy. How's it going, Fishy?
It's going great, and I can't wait to see how the top two teams in Titan, as we speak, can really play it out on the field tonight.
Yeah, this was our voted matchup from Saturday Night Rocket League. If you don't know, we do have voting on Saturday nights to decide who gets streamed on Monday, at least two of the matchups. And honestly, I voted for this one too because this is one that you don't want to miss, and I'm really glad we got up on this stream. We've got the Grandmasters facing off against Gravity. Grandmasters going hard with 5-1 record, only losing one loss to a Lions team. Before that, they were undefeated, and Gravity has stayed undefeated. But the Grandmasters, with a little bit of a roster change, so far Gravity has looked dominant. But in all honesty, so has the Grandmasters. So I'm really excited to see who comes out on top here. What do you think of this matchup, Fishy?
Yeah, it'll definitely be really interesting. Gravity, they've looked really strong all season, really keeping up that form from the end of playoffs until they did get unfortunately beat. But they've looked strong as ever, but a few slip ups here and there, it leaves it wide open for Grandmasters if they can really pop off in this one. I'm really looking at Folly, the new addition in this matchup.
Yeah, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on him, and he's definitely got some big shoes to fill. Stepping in for the place of Foam, who was a vital part at the beginning of the season, leading to the Grandmaster's success. But he also has a good backup roster behind him with Bubbly and excuse me, with Bubbly and
Jeff Fry.
Jeff Rye. Is that how you pronounce it? I wasn't positive.
I believe so. That's how it looks to me.
Yeah, that is how it looks, but it's gonna take me a little while to get used to saying Jeff Rye and not four. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm just
Gra-
used to calling out his name so much. He's too good.
yeah, it's gonna
Jeffrey.
take. That's too many syllables now. It's just gonna be like Jeff Rye every time. I like just saying four, but
And he does say it is just Jeffrey, so I was wrong.
okay. I thought it was Jeffrey, but I guess I could see why it's Jeff Rye. Anyways, moving on. Do you have a prediction for this matchup? I know it's hard to make one, but
It's very hard to make one. My prediction, I'll just go with it's going to game 5. And at that point, there's really no point in calling it either way.
yeah, that's true. When it goes to game five, especially in the Time League, the best of the Time League, even the matchup can go either way. But we will have to see which way the pendulum swings today, as we're about to get into the first game of the series. We got Dylan, Yor, and Goof taken up for Gravity, and Jeffrey Folly, Daddy Folly, and Bubbly Reaper taking up the mantle for the Grandmasters. Right off the bat here, gonna get a play from the Grandmasters, keeping the ball in their half for a hot minute. And Bubbly will get a nice challenge here. Jeffrey gonna try to make something happen with the pre-flip. Can't make contact, but the ball will be sent right back. Early pressure from the Grandmasters as Jeffrey tries to slow play. Fakes past one, gets a flip reset. What a goal to start the series.
And not only is that a shot from the corner, but also 3 defenders in net, and he manages to fake all of them out with that flip reset.
That placement couldn't have been any better. Off the crossbar, barely bouncing in. I mean, how do you even defend against something like that? And now, already, Gravity realizing what they're up against. This might not be as easy as some of their earlier games this season. It will get some counterattack started, though. As Jeffrey looks for the pass to Folly. Beat out by Goof. Gets the ball on the Grandmaster's backboard, but Gravity staying positioned very far back, not committing anything heavily yet. Dylan gets a touch off the backboard. Jeffrey equal to it and carries it away, carries it past one. Yor with not the best touch off the side. That's going to go off the backboard. Another opportunity for the Grandmasters there. So far, this is looking like a Grandmaster show, Fishy.
Yeah, they've really had their fair share of the pressure in this one. They're doing a great job of keeping especially Dylan at bay, because he's been known for Gravity to get those solo plays out of nowhere. Same with Jeffrey on Grandmasters, though.
And as we say that, we are seeing a little bit of sustained offense from Gravity, pushing the Grandmasters back, looking for some pass plays. Nothing found quite yet, though. Folly going to take control, pick up the boost, and go for a play. Can't quite make anything happen, though. And you're going to get a flick past one. It's just off target, though. Now it's up to Bubbly. Gets a nice 50 to the middle. Folly with a long touch. That one will be blocked by Dylan, though. Hit softly to the corner. As once again, the ball hovers in the midfield. And, you know, a lot of the time in these Titan-level games, there's not as many mistakes. A lot of it can come down to these outlying plays. Jeffrey can't quite get there. But as I was saying, a lot of the times it's just a battle for the midfield and taking an inch. And right now it looks like they're mostly even other than that one goal.
Yeah, it's definitely evened up after that one goal, like you said. And it's still a little slow in the midfield, I have to say. A lot more dribbles being played out and passes. Not a bunch of fast clears down the field to try and catch teams off guard.
Yeah, nothing real flashy being set up just yet other than that one goal. I'll mention it one more time, as it is what separated these two teams so far. Now Grandmasters looking to further their lead, but that's just going to go straight to Dylan, who gets a nice clear. Met by Bubbly, who tries to get another, but can't quite. Ball's still hanging in the midfield. And this is where the ball has stayed for the majority of the game so far. Bubbly is going to get a nice pinch out. That ball's on the backboard, though. This could be dangerous. Dylan with a shot. It's awkward for Folly, but York can't quite find the angle. Neither can Dylan. Bubbly gets back just in time, keeping Grandmasters out of danger once again.
Yeah, and what a close one that one was. There was no one in net, but you're just too tight of an angle to find a shot, and he gets one there, but saved by Jeffrey.
That was almost an amazing attempt, but now Gravity has to be careful on their hind legs once again, as Jeffrey can't quite find the touch on net. And that was a great shot opportunity by Gravity. They did the most that they could, but the Grandmasters defense looking phenomenal right now, as that was not an easy save by any measure. And now their offense coming into play. Bubbly looking for the double off the ground. Can't quite find it, but that's still dangerous for Gravity. Now ticking down to just over a minute left. That time will be erased, and now Gravity needs to find something quickly. They need to break through this Gravity defense. That could be the demo, and it will be the demo that allows Goof to score.
Yeah, that demo really opened up everything. You see Bubbly there in the corner in an awkward situation and couldn't get the touch. Goof knowing that there was no one behind him, just trying to beat him.
And that's a great play to recognize that if Bubbly gets a poor touch or misses the ball, which ends up happening, that he can capitalize on that quickly. You will expect those kinds of reads. It's not all over for Gravity yet, though. They've done well to come back. Now they have to try to make even more happen. It's not going to be easy as Dylan takes possession here. Jeffrey gets a 50 to the corner, but Goof going to get a beautiful clear, sending it all the way down the field. Now Bubbly in another awkward spot. Misses the touch. That's a demo. No one committed there for Gravity, though. The Grandmasters still struggling on defense a little bit, not looking nearly as comfortable as they were earlier in the series. Goof looks for the pass, but no one there from Gravity. They've been really good about keeping all three members from committing, but at some points that can work against you if you don't have anyone there for the shot. Now 6 seconds left. The ball's hovering over Gravity's net. Dylan gets a nice touch. No panic on defense. And Yor will hit the ball to Dylan, who puts it down. And we're going to head into overtime for our first game. You wouldn't have it any other way for a matchup like this.
Yeah, we wouldn't have it any other way, especially as it's just heating up, as Gravity's starting to utilize those demos to open up the defense. But Grandmasters, they still looking for one on the counterattack here.
And those demos are what allowed Gravity to come back into play. They could be what allows Gravity to gain the advantage. It's Jeffrey looking for the pass middle. Folly gets a touch. Bubbly committing his third man, but he does get a hit on the ball. That's going to allow Grandmasters to continue their pressure as Dylan actually gets the counterattack, gets it past, and he can't get the double, but he gets it past Folly, who misses his touch, and Yor's going to put that one in.
And Dylan, they did a good job of containing him, but they can't contain him here as he puts it high off the crossbar, and no touch could be found out from Folly in a 2-on-1.
And you got to feel for Folly there. having a little bit of trouble reading the play, not sure exactly what's coming, trying to avoid the dunk. That's not an easy spot to be put in, and you can't really blame him for not making a touch there. That is difficult position. But Gravity will come back, and for the first half of this game, it really did look like the Grandmasters were in control. But once they lost it, it didn't look like they ever really regained it, and Gravity doing really well here to capitalize on their opportunities, it seems.
Yeah, Gravity really is just an enigma to me because I can never find out why, but they always seem to have a slow start. And from half to half of a game or even game to game, they can pop off and they can even throw at times.
Well, we all do have those moments, I guess. Gravity just has a few less of them, and that's why they're arguably currently the best team in Titan. And they will be looking to prove that even further. You say they have a slow start, but they did win game one, so that could be not great foreboding for Grandmasters, as Gravity will look for their first offensive opportunity. Cleared away by Folly. Surely going to get another touch here, but Dylan's pre-jumping. Can't quite get a touch on that. And trying to find each other on these defensive clears. Unfortunately, Goof just ran out of boost there, so he couldn't really make much happen. But now Dylan will send the ball back across again. Jeffrey looking for a pass to himself. Can't quite find it. And now it will be Gravity as Goof. We'll call that a fake there from Goof as he allowed his teammate to get a better control. But that's just an open net. I think that Grandmasters are scoring this, and Bubbly will be there to secure it.
That's a smart demo coming out from him. He noticed that Dylan pushed up a little too far as the third man. He just demos him as he tries to make his way back.
And gain a little bit of revenge for the demo play that equalized in the last game. There's Bubbly. And like you said, that was a pretty big brain demo, looking for the poor rotation or just the miscalculated rotation. Oh my goodness. Jeffrey looking for a huge shot. That ball's so dangerous, but Gravity clears it out. Now they'll have to continue to keep it out. That would have been an insane highlight reel shot from Jeffrey, but this is another opportunity as Bubbly. I don't think that one was going in, but Bubbly blocked it regardless. And now Grandmasters clear the ball out of their half once again. Goof only going to put this one center, and Dylan can't make the touch. You're there to clear the ball away for now, but still the Grandmasters' pressure is ramping up, and this looks like a repeat of game one right off the bat.
Yeah, it certainly does. Grandmaster had no pressure coming out. But Gravity, don't forget, they have the ability to make chances. And they're looking for those passes every time that they're in Grandmaster's half.
And some of those passes are only mere pixels away from working out. If Gravity starts hitting those, that'll get scary really quickly for Grandmasters. For now, it is Gravity on defense once again, though. Goof going to get a soft clear out. That's two defenders from Gravity pushed up. But a demo will allow them to regain a little bit of control and regroup, regain some boost. There's another big clear from Folly. Goof going to have to make a touch here. Does well to get the ball off the backboard and cleared out. Jeffrey setting it up center. Folly can't make the touch. Once again, needs to be making these touches to keep the Grandmasters' pressure alive. Now it's them who's on the back foot. Folly going to catch that one. Lucky that one wasn't on target. But this one will be. And all of a sudden, it's miscoordination from Grandmasters.
And that's just one awkward 50 in the corner. And no one was ready for that ball, it seems. Like all three players near that ball, but Goof pre-flips his way in and gets a tie game.
After half of a game that looked really solid from the Grandmasters, all of a sudden, kind of just not reading the play correctly there in the corner. Luckily for them, the game is only tied up, and they'll have plenty of chances to get back in this one, or excuse me, to take the lead even. But now they'll have to fight ever so harder to get a lead here, as Bubbly looking for the pass, maybe the shot, can't quite find it. Folly gonna send that one back. Ball's just being peppered against that backboard for Gravity. As once again, that's a huge mistouch from Bubbly actually. Tries to recover and make something happen, but that's a big pass play as well. Bubbly just barely gonna get a touch on that one. That was a huge opportunity for Gravity, but to be honest, he kind of just shot right at the defender and gave Grandmasters an easy out there.
Yeah, the shooting from both of these teams hasn't been exactly on point.
Oh my
Goof
god.
almost makes me eat my words there.
And that shooting was on point, but the defense was even more on point with the pinch save from Grandmasters, bailing themselves out of that awkward position. And now they're the ones attacking once again, but for how long? As Dylan gets a weird catch leading into a sidewall bounce. Won't quite make anything happen yet, but this could be the start of something dangerous. Jeffrey gonna clear this one quickly. And Dylan looking for the solo play. The 50 goes straight to the midfield, straight to his teammate Yor, who takes a shot. And that's some brilliant shooting there.
Yeah, that's composed from Yor. He sees the ball off of the ceiling and manages to beat a defender and find the free angle. Folly was trying to bait him into getting that near post shot, but Yor too composed on the finish.
And a great job to maintain patience there. Realized that he had the top right, or not even the top right, the right side of the net to shoot at. Almost another opportunity for Grandmasters, but it feels like this game and the series so far is full of almost for them that they need to capitalize on. Jeffrey will just shoot it right at Dylan, who clears it with ease. Now they have to find something quick. Only 37 seconds remain in the game, but Gravity are now locking down, not letting the Grandmasters out of their half for now, and Yor, in fact, is going to put in another one.
Just giving Grandmasters no space. Yor, he gets a 50 and stays with the ball to get the goal. That one could give them the game in this one.
The game and all of the momentum in this series, if they get this, which it is looking like this game is for the most part over unless the Grandmasters can find something crazy. 2 goals in one game in the last 20 seconds, not easy to find in this level, but Bubbly with an insane double touch. Dylan does well to read that, but that could still be a goal. Jeffrey just barely misses with the pre-flip. And now with 11 seconds left, it's looking like it is all over for this game, at least for the Grandmasters. They're going to have to try again. The next one is one last shot won't go home, and the Grandmasters go down 0-2 in an unexpected, well, partially unexpected turn of events. Maybe a little bit of just miscoordination. Maybe the team hasn't played as much together as they'd like to.
I think that definitely plays a part in it, as they've had a 1-goal lead in both of these games, but just unable to hold on to it by a couple of awkward defensive rotations. I'd really like to see them try and pull back that demo game, because Gravity, they rely a lot on those passing clears. So if you can get them out of that comfort zone, I think you could bring the shots to Gravity's half.
And that is when they look weakest. I mean, when that defensive coordination, it's so clean and it's so mechanical when it's at its peak, but when it becomes uncomfortable, Gravity can find themselves in a bit of trouble. I'd definitely be forced to agree there. But either way, now Grandmasters facing a reverse sweep if they want to win this series and tie up Gravity's record to their own and actually take the lead in standings overall. But that is a daunting task, and it will surely not be easy as we head into game 3 here. That's what they're faced with. Jeffrey gets a nice clear out. Goof gonna get a little air dribble. Not much to happen, but 50s it directly to Yor. And that ball's hanging over the midfield. Oh. And that's an unfortunate touch from the defender there. That ball's gonna get pre-flipped into his own net.
And I'm surprised no one was back there for Gravity. It looks like they trusted Goof a little too much on that 50. He was low boost, and unfortunate from Dylan that he's on the harsh end of that own goal there.
At the end of the day, at this level, you should realize that you don't want to pre-flip directly into a challenge that your opponent, or that your teammate, excuse me, is trying to take. But it happens at every level. 50s can be unpredictable, and Grandmasters will get their lead. I believe they've actually taken the lead in every game so far, but haven't been able to hold on to any yet. We'll have to see if this game is any different. This one a little bit more unconventional than the last two. That's Jeffrey clearing the ball out, but Yor meets it, sending it back into their half. Foley can't quite find a touch there, and Goof will be forced to make an awkward catch. That's a huge clear from Foley. Actually, that one almost just goes in, finding a hole in the defensive Gravity. Luckily for them, nothing will come of it just yet. But those clears sometimes seem to catch them off guard. And if Grandmasters can find more of those, find more ways to poke holes, they might be able to turn some of these into shot opportunities.
Yeah, just to highlight how close that one was, Dylan and Yor, I believe, both double committed on that one clear. Oh, and that one, it'll just... Is it up?
What?
Okay.
What happened there? Oh, no.
It seems like Yor thought he might have gotten 50 by volley, but didn't know it was in, maybe, and it just rolls its way up the post, and he gets a free shot.
Well, the Grandmasters will certainly take those. I was actually... That's going to be another goal for the Grandmasters. All of a sudden, they're dominating in Game 3.
Yeah, Grandmasters just finding goals out of nowhere. It seems like Gravity's aggressive rotations, you see them with the hard sheet on kickoff there, coming a little bit to bite them.
And once again, an unexpected turn of events. Kind of arguably, the kickoff goal was the one that the Grandmasters most deserved. The other two, you have to feel like should not have been goals at all, but Gravity misjudges a couple of situations, and that's just how quickly you can find yourself down in these games at Titan level gameplay where people are going to capitalize on every opportunity. Now Gravity has half of a game to find 3 goals to try and equalize, and then at least in overtime. That's a big miss from Bubbly, but Yor misses as well, and Goof is going to be there, fortunately for Gravity, but confusing plays all around.
Yeah, this game is definitely confusing, as I thought Yor had an open net there, but he leaves it for some reason, and Goof's there to clean it up, luckily for him.
Maybe just playing the mental card, you know. I'll fake this one so my teammate can get the open net, because he needs to score more. Maybe that's the play.
Who knows?
Either way, now it will only be a 2-game difference, a lot more manageable, or will it, as Bubbly makes up for his previous mistake immediately.
Volley keeping it close on the backboard here. Looks like Dylan, he actually ran into his own crossbar trying to get the clear on that one.
And wow, all right, we're going back up 3 goals again for Grandmasters. Definitely fighting and converting a lot more often than the previous games. Still a lot of work to be done, though, to keep Gravity at bay. They will continue to try as Bubbly gets it past everyone, and Jeffrey's there again. A 5-1 lead for Grandmasters.
And they just don't stop at this point. Bubbly, he beats 2 players on his own in the corner. At what point do they just sit back and let this one run out, I wonder?
I don't think they ever do that. If you're looking to complete a reverse sweep, I mean, you need every ounce of momentum that you can get. I mean, a 2-1 victory is cool and all, but if you want to reverse sweep someone, you kind of have to try and get as much momentum on your side. You're looking for that 10-0 win that almost never happens, but when it does, feels so defeating. And only halfway on track for that, perhaps. But still, Grandmasters looking dominant here in Game 3. Beginning to wonder if there's even really a chance for Gravity to come back, as Jeffrey will look to try and find another one. Can't quite, though. Yor gets a soft touch out. This is just going to go center for the Grandmasters, though. As Jeffrey gets a touch off the side. Can't find the second one. But now it looks like Gravity actually are the ones struggling a little bit to find coordination. Maybe a little bit shaken up. As I say that, though, a huge save from Yor, preventing another one from going in.
It's kind of odd to see from them, considering they came back both times they won a game in this series. And they just kind of collapsed after that second or third goal from Grandmasters. Haven't really recovered, not much offense to speak from them.
Yeah, it is a little bit strange. I guess you are the one who said that they have very high highs, and they also have their low points as well. Maybe this is the low point of the series for them. As the ball still dangerous in Gravity's half now. Bubbly makes up for his mistake this time, keeping the ball out of the Grandmaster's net. Now 40 seconds left. It's looking impossible for Gravity, but if they can even find one, try and regain a little bit of what they had from the previous games. Grandmaster's looking to do the opposite and crush them even more. Here's an opportunity for Dylan, though. Can't even get past Jeffrey, who has a huge challenge. Yor can't make a touch, and that's just going to be an own goal from Yor, actually.
And Gravity may have nothing to play for at this point, but Grandmasters, they have a chance to Brazil Gravity. I don't think any other team in Titan could say that right now.
Most definitely not. And that's, that's huge. That might even be bigger than the series for them. 20 seconds to score one more time. And there it's going to be the Brazil.
And they get it.
What a play.
I don't even care about the rest of this series anymore. I got what I was looking for.
Yeah, I mean, in my mind, that was a Game 5 overtime, 10-minute long overtime win for Grandmasters. It doesn't get much better than that. Now they just have to avoid scoring for 17 seconds. And avoid getting scored on, of course. Can't break the Brazil. Oh, no. All right, doesn't look like well, there's still time. Let's see if Goof puts that one on. Bubbly gonna block it, though. Now the ball will be sent down, it seems. Jeffrey not gonna let that one go, and they will complete the Brazil for the third game of the series. If you're just tuning in, you might think that the Grandmasters have control of the series, but actually, it's Gravity who's up 2-1.
Yeah, and I gotta wonder, because Grandmasters, they amped up the demos a little bit, but I didn't think it'd be enough to win by this large of a margin. And maybe Gravity's just getting it all out of their system and trying to win it in Game 4.
Maybe they just felt bad sweeping the Grandmasters. But in all honesty, it looked like they kind of just let off too much from the breaks. They kind of realized that they were doing really well in games 1 and 2, but then lost focus or something, because to be completely honest, Grandmasters scored 7 goals, but really, in my opinion, it felt like Gravity was beating themselves, especially for those first few goals that you just don't expect to go in.
Yeah, especially when there's kickoff goals and a couple of own goals thrown in there at this high of a level.
Definitely unusual gameplay, but the Grandmasters back in this series, better than ever, and they will be looking to equalize the series and bring us to a Game 5. As casters, of course, we are also rooting for that Game 5. We're not allowed to root for one team, perhaps, but we can always root for a Game 5. Grandmasters.
And that is what I predicted, too, so I gotta root for it.
Oh, that's also true. Wow, so much at stake. Dylan looking for the double touch. Shut down by Foley. Does well to read that, but you're now on the 1v1. Can't quite get past him. But still, it's Gravity so far in this game. Bringing out the pressure early on. Not wanting to have a repeat of the second one. And that's a huge pass. A missed read, but that's a difficult read to find.
Yeah, near impossible read for Jeffrey on the backboard. As Dylan, he popped that off of the ceiling to pass it back down to Goof rather. There's just no reading those.
Yeah, I would never want to be that defender in that situation, because you just have to pray that the offense doesn't read it as well. There's no chance you're getting to that ball. Now, Grandmasters down in the series, and Gravity actually, with their first early lead of the entire series, they have held on to leads previously, but so far, Gravity has scored the first goal in, I believe, every single game, except for maybe the last one. But now we have to see if they can hold on to it. So they will try to maintain their pressure. Bubbly with a huge demo. Gonna allow Jeffrey an opportunity. Now it's only Goof and Dylan who's just spawned in. That's an unfortunate touch from Goof. He's gonna pass right to Foley.
And maybe that Game 3 Gravity is coming back, because that's just unfortunate from both players. Thinking that the other one had a better touch. It looked like they were both trying to leave it, and it just ends up being a Grandmaster's open net.
Yeah, I don't think that... I mean, I definitely know that Goof did not want that touch out of any touch that he might have gone, but I don't think he was even trying to hit that ball at first after he took off. What a interesting altercation in the corner from Gravity and Grandmasters. And now they're going to have to try once again to just erase that from their memory and remind themselves that they are a top-tier team and that the game is only tied. They can close out the series right here. More demos coming out from the Grandmasters, though. Maybe taking your advice on that front. They have looked slightly more aggressive on the bumps and demos since Game 3. Now it will be Foley trying to get it clear. That one's almost on target, but Foley does well to flick it over one defender. You're back just in time, but Jeffrey will be able to get a Big clear here. Actually only goes as far as Dylan, who will get a touch. Bubbly in an awkward spot. Does well to hold off the attackers for the time being. Now Jeffrey, once again, with 0 boost actually, still manages to make a play happen, get the ball cleared. And now it's Bubbly in the corner looking for the pass. Can't quite find it though. Jeffrey gonna pop it up, looking for a double touch off the ceiling. Can't quite find it, but 2 defenders committed. This could be another opportunity. Goof does extremely well to save his team and bail them out there, but still, it's looking like just slugs from both sides of the field. Both teams taking blows. Nothing landing since the first 2 goals quite yet.
This demo playstyle really draining both teams a boost, because when those players get demoed, they only spawn back with 30. That can really be devastating for a defense that's trying to get a quick clear out when they're on 0 boost. Oh,
most definitely. And Bubbly will find the opportunity. It looks like another couple of commits, but Grandmaster's going to go up 2-1.
And Goof in an awkward spot there. He just got the clear, and Jeffrey actually hit the ball right back at him. He really had no choice but to go, but he didn't have a good touch to get on that ball.
And finally, like you were saying, the boost kind of just ran out, it seemed. And once again, another opportunity for Grandmasters. Foley now finding his footing in the series, making his presence known. And now Grandmasters just have to hold on this lead just to take us to a game 5. Jeffrey looking for the pass, air dribbles it past another actually, but can't quite find it. Foley in an awkward spot here. Tries to make a clear happen, but can't quite. The ball's gonna roll clear. Now it's Bubbly. 0 boost on the dribble. Looks for a 50, but can't find anything actually. Fakes the ball pass, gets a demo, and 50s it back. Jeffrey bumps Foley. And I don't even know what's happening right now. It's complete chaos for the Grandmasters. Gravity need to capitalize on this immediately. Oh. And they will!
And just when Grandmasters, it looked like they had some pressure of their own. That team bump really just sent them all over the place. And Dylan, he manages to find the shot off of another Goof ceiling pass.
And that's really good placement from Dylan there. It wasn't an easy angle by any means, but that was a little bit on the Grandmasters for just kind of falling apart on defense. That's a huge demo. And now Jeffrey's going to bring the lead back once again within 20 seconds.
And we've seen Gravity on the kickoff. Right away there, Yor didn't have enough boost to get it clear, and both players, well, one was dead, but the other one was pushing up too far. And Grandmasters get the lead once again.
And now all of Gravity's effort so far not amounting to much. Still 1 goal down. They'll have to find it quick as well with only 30 seconds left on the clock. But Gravity looking to keep on the pressure, keep the clamps on, and not let Gravity come up with anything. It's a nice bounce off the backboard. Jeffrey looking for the read. Can't quite find it. So the ball will still loom over Gravity's half. Foley can't find the touch. And now Gravity looking for the clears. All 3 players clumped somewhat close together, though. That could be a big demo. Goof has to score here. Jeffrey got a flip reset to 50 the ball twice midair. That was actually an insane defensive play to keep the ball on the ground and out of their net.
Yeah, insane. And even though it looked really like a freestyle, it was completely necessary because both his teammates on 0 boost in the net. If a shot came out there, we would have been in overtime.
Yeah, and if overtime came, Gravity might have found their momentum, but as the cards will stand, Gravity down 1 against the Grandmasters will bring us to a game 5. Like you predicted, Fishy, you got the big brain predictions, and I'm really glad we didn't get to see a sweep. Even happier that we get to see a game 5 between these teams. I'm just going to ask you one more time. You predicted a game 5, but now who do you think is poised to take this game 5?
I just can't bet against a reverse sweep. It seems like Grandmasters have all the momentum coming in with them after that game 3 and 4. Gravity do have a habit of bouncing back into series.
Most definitely. You can never count either of these teams out, as we've already seen from Grandmasters, and as we've seen from Gravity in the other series they've played. This is no doubt going to be a slugfest until the end. And now It's Gravity with the first real chances. Jeffrey gonna look for a clear here. Gets the ball past 2. Only Dylan to beat, but that's not an easy task. He does it! And the bump play, Grandmasters strike first in game 5.
And Jeffrey just pops off at the start of this one. Beats the entire team. And he might have missed a flick at the end there, but luckily Folly was going for the bump on the goalie.
And even if he hit the flick, unless he got it high enough, it might have ended up working against him, as a defender almost pre-jumped it. But still, Grandmasters going up once again, continuing on with the theme. Looking for even more, though. They'll have to hope that they can maintain it. As Jeffrey looking for the clear. Dylan tries to get the ball middle, but cut off by Folly. And Folly has had much more of a presence in this series since the first couple games. Look like he's really found his footing, like I said previously, and really been a factor in the later games compared to the previous. Jeffrey looking for the solo play. Can't quite find it, though.
Yeah, especially Folly's been doing great, getting himself involved in that offensive rotation. He seemed to be a little bit passive at the start, not knowing exactly where he should be. He's really warmed himself up into this one.
That was a huge miss from the defender, but an even bigger miss. I didn't see quite who shot that ball, but an even bigger miss, as that was a huge opportunity. Gravity's still finding more, though, as that's almost an insane angle from Goff, and Dylan will put in the shot off of a poor clear.
Yeah, and a poor clear came out, but it really was because of the gravity pressure. Folly, he needed to make any touch on that back post because that ball was going in the bottom corner because of the insane shot from Goof.
Yeah, most definitely. I did call it a poor clear, but that's not to speak for the quality of the touch made being easy. As Yor almost gets another one. That was a difficult spot, and Grandmaster's defense once again doing the most, but this time Gravity is starting to rise to the challenge. Now we're all tied up once again. Yor in the corner, gonna try to get it past Jeffrey. Can't quite find it. Dylan slams this one off the backboard, but Jeffrey once again equal. Keeping the Grandmaster's defense stuck together. Folly with a big save. But it's still Gravity trying to find something, trying to get this past. Dylan just barely hits off the crossbar. Now this is a 1v1 opportunity. Jeffrey going for the breezy flick. Almost finds it to the top corner.
And Gravity, they better start making those shots, because if they keep leaving Jeffrey in these one-on-ones on offense, it's about as dangerous as the full team pressure coming out from Gravity.
And that confidence from Jeffrey to go for this shot even speaks volumes. No fear in this game 5 of losing. He wants to show off, and he wants to win as well, but he wants to show off while doing it. They will still have to hold off Gravity, though. The series is far from over. 2 minutes left. And that's not the greatest touch. Gonna get cleared. Goof looking for the double, but 2 commit from Gravity. Now this could be an opportunity from the Grandmasters. Gravity will get back quickly, though. Now looking for another play. Dylan gonna bring this one to the side, gets it past Jeffrey, avoids the demo, and even flicks it past him. A really nice play from Dylan, but it was just barely off the crossbar. Can't find that accuracy that they need. Still, though, things looking dangerous for Grandmasters. Things looking even more dangerous for Gravity now, though. Goof blocks the flick perfectly. Now setting up a counterattack once again. Bubbly looking for the double. Finds it, and this is an awkward spot for Gravity. But Dylan gets a nice clear. And now as we're about to head into the final minute, still a tied game. And I still can't even tell who has the edge here, Fishy.
Yeah, both of these teams really trying to give it their all and get this last goal in the game to give them the series. And it's been there, the opportunities have been there a couple of times, whether it be an overcommit or a double commit. Both defenses are giving teams shot.
As we say that, Grandmaster's almost suffering an unfortunate fate. They're still in danger here. But Bubbly does a great job of recognizing that he has to come back as quickly as possible. A double commit, but it seems to work out for now for the Grandmasters. Still, Goof trying to keep this ball in play. Bubbly looking for the 50, can't find it. Folly, no boost. Grandmasters running out. Jeffrey has to make something happen here, but Goof gonna get it past him once again, and there's just no boost for the Grandmasters. They're stuck in their half. They only have to hold on for 10 more seconds, but can they do it? They get a clear. This could be an opportunity for them now. A pass to Folly, who backflips. Jeffrey still keeping it in, though. It's still dangerous, but it looks like Folly gonna pass to Jeffrey. This ball's gonna go to the midfield, and surely Bubbly will just try to put this one down, fakes it out, and a little bit of danger for both teams there, but we will go into overtime, and I wouldn't have it any other way in this series.
Just as Gravity was mounting the pressure on, Grandmasters got a chance of their own right at the end. But now, next goal takes it all.
This goal will be a huge one. A double commit from the defenders. Dylan has to make a touch here. Does well. But Jeffrey gonna get another touch. And another one to try and send this one center. His boost just barely ran out, but he still gets it bumped. That's actually a very risky demo. If Gravity can counterattack fast, they might be able to get something started here. Bubbly can't get it past, and now Folly needs a clear here. Goes straight to Dylan. Jeffrey getting this one off the backboard. Goff with a huge touch. Bailing out his team once again. But Gravity positioned once again to take this one in. Dylan gets the fake. Can't quite find it past, though. And now Jeffrey gets this ball past one. Looking for another 50 in the corner. Just goes for the boost steal instead. But that'll allow Gravity a clear. Bubbly sends one right back to Folly, who's there for the hit. Gets it to the backboard, but can't follow. And now Gravity shut down by Folly's bumps. Great opportunity there, shut down. Jeffrey almost gets the flick to the top corner, but can't quite find it. And once again, they're just taking shots at each other, nothing landing, but these shots aren't being missed either, as Dylan has a shot, but he absolutely beans it. There was no power on that shot. That should have been the series ending there, surely, but Grandmasters stay alive. Gravity can't close it out.
Oh, and we'll have to see if that comes to bite them in the end. That really was a winning opportunity from Dylan there.
This series could have been over. Grandmasters have to thank their lucky stars to still be in this one and not mess with the opportunity that they've been given, as Folly gets a nice challenge across. Jeffrey chooses not to turn on this one. This will allow Dylan to go for something. Gets a touch off the ceiling, but good patience from the Grandmasters, recognizing there wasn't an immediate threat. Now Folly with low boost, looking for the pass, gets it middle. Bubbly with a light touch, but Dylan will be equal to that one, even sending it up. Still, though, it's the Grandmasters. Jeffrey air dribbling, can't quite find a pass middle. Nothing coming to fruition for either team quite yet, but it's only a matter of time now before one of them slips up and makes that fatal mistake.
Oh. Important challenge from Goof on the goal line there. Folly was coming in for either a demo or a 50, and he needed to win that.
Now a long clear for the Grandmasters. Still keeping this pressure on. Gravity not being able to find the same pressure that they found in the regular season, or in the regular game time, excuse me. As now Goof looking for the shot off backboard. Still could be an opportunity. Dylan gonna miss the touch though, and Folly will clear it out. Ball still head to the Grandmaster's backboard though, as Jeffrey gonna look to take control of this one, and he will. Gonna look for a pass center. Can't quite find it. Now it's Bubbly looking for the hit off. Goof positioned well on the backboard to find another clear. Now Gravity with a chance to counterattack. Dylan fakes one. Jeffrey there, and that's a shot. Bubbly just barely in position to backflip and send that one out. And that ball was so close to going in. If it was even a pixel to either side, it might have been game over, series over, but not quite.
And what will it take to break one of these defenses? The passes have been tried, the solo plays have been tried. I don't know what'll work at this point.
It seems like they've thrown everything. They've gone through the book twice, and still they haven't found the page that will help them win this series for either team. Gravity got to be feeling like they should have already won at this point. Now Dylan looking for the air dribble. Gets it past one. Gets it off the backboard. That's a missed touch from Jeffrey, but Yor can't find the shot. Just lobs the ball over the backboard. Bubbly looking for the pinch. Can't find any power though. Jeffrey gonna get it past one. Can't get it past the second. And now it's Folly looking for the challenge. Decides against it. Goes off the ceiling and just disrupting the play from Gravity. Really well done, but that one's just going to bounce in off of a missed rotation on the goal line.
Grandmasters, they leave the ball floating in their net for just a few seconds, and that is all it takes for Gravity to find the goal to win this series.
And in the end, they do come out victorious. But what a battle from the Grandmasters. Can't complete the reverse sweep, but still coming back 2 games, even playing the equivalent of another game in overtimes throughout the series. You got a feel for them, but they can't be feeling sorry for themselves after a performance like that. They played extremely well, especially with a new roster. And at the end of the day, just a fantastic series by both teams.
I was just going to mention the new roster because Folly, he really looked not out of place at all in that overtime. He actually had a couple of good plays, almost demoing Goff, especially to get him a goal. But Grandmasters just barely beaten out by Gravity in this one.
And just barely might even still be an understatement. What a fantastic game to end off on. Or not end off on, excuse me. That was so exciting, I almost forgot. We do have one more matchup right after this one. And that will be... Excuse me. And that will be the Banshees versus Fated, 2 of the top teams in Prospect right now. I'm still coming down from the high of that series. I'm sure some of you guys are, so we'll have a little bit of a break in between. But once again, just a fantastic series. Thanks for casting it with me, Fishy. It was a pleasure. And we'll catch you guys